Yeah, he does have some crawlers here, which means that this missile turned out to be very good. The boys are moving in, the shields get taken out super quickly, and there's not any real chaff in front of these fortresses, but they are cheap for me. They cost almost nothing. And in the end, they are still able to take out most of everything. This flank once again failed. Delayed chaff now is moving in. The level 3 Mustangs are hitting the Overlord and the Phoenixes. And they are still completely distracted by a single crawler that does not help this Overlord regain health. It ends up dying, and yeah, that is what I'm talking about. All I did was drop more fortresses and an attack that got almost immediately nullified by the Steel Wars. Junior manufacturing, but even so, Iron Blast. Tank production line also pretty good. I go for the Iron Blast. Now look if my opponent Iron Blasts me. He's going to hit a bunch of fortress shields before he does anything else. Granted, they went down pretty swiftly last round, but all of this is so tightly packed that I think an EMP is almost inevitably going to give more value to me than my opponent. I do end up dropping an additional fortress and fists, because the fists should hopefully help against these steel boars. Unfortunately, I was trying to get that tower pretty swiftly, because that fortress could push through here on its own. But my opponent does drop steel boars, and yeah, both of these steel boars are new. So they weren't there before. This pack would have aggroed on other steel boars, on other fortresses. He does drop even more steel boars and throws them in the flank here. I sold something. I'm not sure what, though. Ah, those sledges. Yeah, I sold them sledges. I do end up dropping an additional missile here. And my opponent still is having these phoenixes here doing nothing much. Although I guess at present, there is also the issue of the steel boars now. Some of them, I think... Okay, no. He positions them. He repositions them. I do go for a pull here on the flank, and I think it's a pretty successful pull. A lot of steel boars are distracted. Now, they do take out the fortress shields, but by the time they do and they lock on, there's not really all that much left. This fortress here did take out the steel boars with the fist, because I was thinking the fist should probably counter that. Phoenixes get taken out. These steel boars are going to take ages going through the crawlers, the fangs. So the flank is a complete bust. And there's already 4 fortresses left, and phoenixes stuck on chaff are my opponent's only force besides those steel boars. It ends up being a very significant win for myself. Like, for real. Now, if you think that the pain that Veldrin here experienced and is currently still experiencing, because that is painful, is going to be the worst pain of the game, you have yet to see what is coming. Oh boy. Veldrin has many disadvantages. He has all of his units packed very tightly. He has junior manufacturing against somebody who is giant specialist with double senior manufacturing and assault fortress. He has significantly less HP, but he has one advantage, and one advantage only. And can you guess what that advantage is? No, I'm going to say he has 2 advantages. Advantage number 1 is I have become completely... is negligent the correct word? I think it might be. I have become extremely caught up on I can't even possibly lose. And that is the single worst state that you can be in a game of Mechabellum. I go and just shield everything with my fortresses, and I never considered that my shields were going down basically for free because there was not even a single unit of chaff in front. Now there's hackers on the board, and I really have 1, 2, 3, 4 units of chaff by round number 7. And everything else is fortress, basically. And my opponent now has mech-div steel boars. And hackers. He EMPs this, but I'm kinda shielded, although the shields do take significant amounts of damage. Not all that much difference anyway. This just gets blasted. And because I sold the sledges here, there's nothing left to block this side from just getting overrun. The hacker gets a fortress. I do end up winning this side, what else could be expected, but the debuff comes in time, and suddenly the hackers and the steel balls are not even doing badly. All in all, my forces get completely wiped by the steel balls and hackers. Now, it's not that much damage because the giants are all hacked, but suddenly I have less HP than my opponent, and I lost that round significantly. Now, the second advantage that Veldrin has is I am stupid. And when I'm saying stupid, I don't just mean for show. I am legitimately stupid sometimes. Guess which button counters both hackers and steel balls? Because it creates a ton of chaff for almost free after the initial cost. It's this button. Produce 12 fangs at the start of the battle and then every 30 seconds. Guess which button is not even remotely on my mind? You guessed it, fang production. Instead I go into wasps, because my opponent to this date does not have anything decent against wasps. Now I have a crawler here that can take a missile, and then I have some additional wasps here. And I also throw some additional wasps in this way. I think that missile is new, but I'm not entirely sure. I might have just plain missed it. I do start leveling the fortresses instead of pushing that one important button that I should have pushed. I am feeling the pain. Oh, this is painful. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I'm making you suffer through this. Now, if you can't yet detect it from the way that my voice sounds, you will soon see the absolute debacle of a battle this is. Apparently my opponent throws oil this way, which I can't figure out why. The flank does successfully get through, however one Phoenix apparently does still turn around and goes and distracts all of these wasps. They don't go for the tower, but even if they did, they would be way too late. Everything is getting annihilated by photon steel balls, and hackers take the giants at the last possible moment. It is a catastrophic defeat. The fortresses with the anti-air missiles would have been well capable of taking these wasps out even if the Overlord had died, and I think I lose this round even worse than the previous round. Oh boy. Yeah, the most painful game ever, I guess. So let's point out my numerous mistakes. Mistake number 1. Having 4 units of chaff in round number 8. Or I guess I purchased a bit more, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess 6 in the flank. But I wouldn't really count that one. Having 6 units of chaff by round number 8. Mistake number 2. Forgetting this button, because I should most definitely have pushed it. I'm not sure if it would have been enough to finish this all by itself, but it might very well have been, because that is a lot of fangs that get produced. And I think with that I will win the chaff war, and these steel balls are going to do absolutely nothing for quite a while. Instead, in the other way around, these fortresses would eat steel balls if they get to shoot at them. So that is mistake number 2. I guess the flanks were kind of okay, but I should have probably put some crawlers here, simply to eat the missile instead of going for both flanks at the same time, or I should have checked which units actually aggro, though I guess that is hard because, yeah, naturally these phoenixes are going to aggro on the crawlers, so maybe I should have put them in horizontal formation here. And a mobile beacon would not have been bad. Mistake number 3. Until the last round, don't put anything in front of the fortress shields so the steel balls don't kill the shields for free. Yeah. This shall be a reminder that, as my friend Demo says, how does he phrase it? Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. I like to disagree with that, though. I think overconfidence is a swift and insidious killer. And this game shall serve as a reminder for that. Anyway, if you're getting overconfident and losing your games, this is why overconfidence kills you. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and I guess suffering through this game. And well, I guess one more thing you can take away from it: no matter how worse the game seems to f you over with the cards, there still is going to be a way for you to win. Trust me. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching and listening, and until next time.